A very good morning, one and all present here. Jai Hind to all. I, Dr. Ruby, Assistant Professor, Swami Vivekanand, Subharti University, Meerut, Faculty of Education. We will commence with the third technical session through online mode, and the keynote speaker for this technical session is Professor Dr. Sapna Gupta, Professor in Department of Chemistry, Palm Beach State College, Florida, USA. Ma'am is an eminent personality. She has a rich educational background with PhD in organic chemistry from the University of Toledo, USA. She possesses a BSc degree in chemistry and MSc degree in organic chemistry. Ma'am is a very experienced educator and has remained associated with the teaching profession in since 1996. Her research experience comprised of postdoctoral research between 1993 and 1995 in Roswell Cancer Hospital and later in University of British Columbia. Ma'am is very experienced educator and has remained associated with the teaching profession in 1996 before this. And she also has remained a graduate assistant as well as research associate between 1988 and 1993. She had carried out summer and sabbatical teaching as Capital University as well as Subharti University. Ma'am is an active personality, as is evident by her association with several academic committees. Ma'am has authored course books, chemistry books, lab manuals, etc. She is also an active community member and volunteers for social causes also. She is an accomplished being and has received several awards and certificates from professional society. With this impressive introduction, I now invite Ma'am Professor Sapna Gupta Ma'am to give her presentation on the sub-theme Thrust Areas in Research and Innovation. Ma'am, please present your slide.
Thank you, Dr. Ruby. Thank you so much for inviting me. And thank you for the great introduction that you gave. So I'm just feeling a little bit awkward because I cannot see my audience. So please excuse me for that. But here is the presentation then. So I thought we will talk a little bit about what is happening in education and how I think all of us are feeling about some of the aspects in education lately. So first of all, a little bit about myself. I think Dr. Ruby's already mentioned a lot of things about me, so I can probably work through this a little quickly. So I am a chemistry professor, and I've been teaching for over 25 years. I have a PhD in organic chemistry, and I worked in 3 different places. This is my 3rd place of education or teaching. I teach majority of undergraduate courses, so I don't teach in graduate level. I did do research for a little while with students, but lately I've not done that. But I do have a lot of experience with teaching and then a little bit research and teaching. So my background is all teaching only in USA. The only little bit of teaching I did in India was when I came for my sabbatical to Subharti University. But otherwise, really, I've been teaching for 25 years. And back then, of course, we were teaching using traditional mode, which is chalk and board. And I still use that a lot. I don't use PowerPoints as much as I would want to. Sometimes I do want to, but in any case, so I teach in the traditional mode. I also have online courses. I was almost the first one to develop an online course for chemistry. I have worked with diversity, international topics in the classes. In USA, we talk a lot about diversity and inclusion in all the classes, so that way nobody feels left out. Those kind of things. And then technology is really big. Right now, these days, everything is about technology. So I worked a lot with different technologies and tried out different things. One of the things about me that is definitely true is I'm not scared to try out new things with technology. So give me something and it works and I'll try it out. If I like it, I'll continue it. So right now, I actually have 4 online courses at this point. So our LMS, the learning management system, is Canvas. We used to have a different one before, so I have upgraded all my courses. But in any case, so I'm very comfortable with technology. So as Dr. Ruby mentioned, that I do have my own books for general chemistry. which I teach a lot. I teach general and organic. And so for organic also, I have some books. And this is only for my local students over here. So these are not international publications. I have presented at several conferences for all my courses, all the things that I try out. An experiment in my classes, I present all that work. So just like I'm presenting to you as well, some of the things that I've tried out. I have my own YouTube channel, and I do a lot of videos these days because a lot of these kids that we are getting now in our college are very different. They're so used to online environment than we were before. So it's kind of nice to have a channel out there. And I think I have more than 1,000 subscribers, which I think is a little bit less, but we'll get there. So I just want to go over a few things which I think you also might be familiar with, is the different kinds of delivery that we have for teaching, since we're all educators here. We start with using a blackboard or a whiteboard that has been, there for a long time. Before that, of course, it was all orally taught, okay? But now at least we have a whiteboard and you can write things. So this is still the traditional way of teaching, and we still have boards in almost all our classrooms. Then the other one is the online courses, which are becoming extremely popular for the last 20, 25 years, which is more like asynchronous teaching. So students can learn at their own pace. You provide them with the material. So depending on what the instructor is like, you can just open the whole course, do the work as you wish, just finish the certain assignments that you have to do. Or like in my case, I pace them. I said, okay, you have to finish this first before you do the other thing. So there's the online course. And now we also have what's called the live online course, which came about primarily because of COVID, when everybody had to go online and we really couldn't convert all the courses online. So we had to have some sort of live mode where we seem to be teaching, but teaching on a computer. And thanks to that mode, I am able to present to you also like this. So in any case, for this one, you need to have good software that you can use for teaching, which is also helpful for the students. It's not just that I have to learn the software, the students also have to get used to it. So there are a lot of softwares coming out for that now. Zoom, of course, is the main one, and Meet is another one, which is from Microsoft. So those are the live online, but the live online is a synchronous thing. So we have to meet at a particular time, just like in a classroom. So I thought I'll go a little bit into the online teaching a little bit more. Online teaching is becoming really, really popular because it gives the student a lot of freedom to learn at their own pace, and sometimes not so much, but still, you don't have to drive anywhere, you don't spend any gas, you're not polluting the environment, you're not wasting time, so you can study a lot more. The only thing is, of course, you have to be disciplined. So online teaching has become really, really popular. And we have seen in our college also that the online classes are, they have good enrollment, and it's almost 1/3. So about, I would say 30 to 40% of our students are taking online courses right now. So I have developed the courses because of that push that, we have to have online courses. But for chemistry, it's a little bit different, because in chemistry we have labs also, and in the experiments you can't do that online. So that's where we draw the line. No, nothing like that yet. So the main thing that is going to be affecting how you teach online is the learning management system. If that is not good, it's not going to work, And the software has improved a lot in the last 10 years that I've been teaching online. But I've been teaching from 25 years. So even before that, it was very bare bones before. Now it's quite fantastic. You can incorporate so many things in the learning management system. So it's really become quite versatile in how you can teach your courses. It's almost like you're in the class. And a lot of people prefer actually teaching live online or online, because they can do a lot more with students than they can when students come to class. And you might also experience this, because sometimes when students are in class, they fall asleep, or they come late, or they don't care, they're talking, they're disturbing. So sometimes it's much better that you give them the work and they'll do it on their own, that kind of thing. So in any case, now we know that technology is changing really, really fast. In the last 5 years, we've seen a lot of changes, not only just in technology as in the software, but also in the hardware, because now students can take the entire class on their phones. So you don't even need to have a laptop. You can just have a tablet or a phone and you can take the whole class on there. So it's becoming really very comfortable to be able to take classes there. So the challenges that we face as teachers, and I'm thinking that you all probably face the same challenges that we do because teaching is teaching. So is student engagement, how to keep your students engaged in the learning. And it's not just about that you go to class, take attendance. It's about having some feedback from them that they're actually interested in learning and that they're engaging with the material to make sure that they're learning the material. The second thing is technology. Okay, so even if we don't like technology, we have to accept that the students are going to be using the technology. So if they have to use it, we have to teach it also to them. Otherwise, we are not doing justice to the students. So we have to teach them with technology and show them we are comfortable, so they don't also, feel scared of it. And sometimes students are scared of it. We think that, oh my God, these kids, they are so smart, they can do so much on their phones. They actually cannot do that much on their phone. So, we have to teach them a lot of things that way. Writing and communication will never go away. Okay, so for us, when we have to write reports or communicate, whether verbally or written, we have to be good. So that's never going to go away. But the students have a little bit different outlook of communication. So we have to change that also. We have to make sure that we don't lose that in the process, of all this technology. And finally, assessment. When you do assessment of the students, you make sure that you're getting an accurate assessment of what you're teaching. And of course, the most important thing is that they're not cheating. That's biggest thing for us. I mean, half the time we spend thinking, oh my God, how do I make this so they don't cheat? So student engagement. So let me just mention a few things here that we can do for student engagement. So active learning has been something that's been around in the US for a long time, which really is having students learn on their own. So when they come to class, they will actually sit with each other and teach each other concepts. So that's active learning. That has worked very well, and we still use that. At least in chemistry, we still use it. There is the flip method of teaching, and the flip method came only because of technology. So which means that the students will learn outside the class. When they come in the class, then you do problems with them and make sure they have understood the material. So this works very well. Again, you have to have good technology for this so that you can put all your material out there for them. And then the other technology that you can use for student engagement is clickers, Kahoot. So you can do some kind of voting in class, so everybody has phones these days. So you can use those phones to engage the students in class and ask quick questions, quizzes, things like that. And Nearpod in Google Forms works great too. I use Google Forms all the time, and Nearpod is a specific company, and I think it's free for teachers to use. Google Forms is a great way to do a quick assessment of, how everybody is doing in class, and you get good stats at the end. So as I said, a lot of technologies are free for this, for educators. So you can sign in for any of the websites and then see how it works. So keeping current with technology is probably one of the most challenging things that I have found, because I've used a lot of technology, as I said. And the worst thing is when you spend 2 hours learning a technology, not 2 hours, 2 years. Okay, 2 years learning technology. And then you find out the third year that that technology is not available anymore because the company sank. It's not there anymore. So you have no support. The software is not there anymore. So suddenly, so you become a little bit tired of trying something new, which may or may not be there. So it's a gamble. It's a gamble. Should I use this? Should I not? Should I spend my time, trying to learn this or not? So, but we have to, as teachers, as educators, we have to keep progressing, and we have to keep trying, and see, hopefully it will be around in 2 years. So writing and communication, I will skip this one a little bit, because writing and communication, I think all of us in different courses have different requirements on how they have their students do the writing. And communication could be anything. It could be verbal also. giving oral presentations, how do we do that? So this is a good way also of teaching students how to use PowerPoints, for example. They may have never made a presentation on PowerPoint. Assessment is the big thing for us, as I said before also, and the main thing is cheating. And it's amazing to me always that how students spend so much time on figuring out how to cheat rather than how to learn the material. And it's very tiring, for us also, because half the time we are thinking how to prevent them from cheating rather than teaching them the material or assessing them properly. So it's a tough one. Face to face also they can cheat. They bring all sorts of things into class and they can cheat. And then with the online classes and the live online classes, it gets harder and harder to control. And here also, most of the time, whenever we talk about assessment, half the time we are in faculty meetings talking about cheating, how to prevent them from cheating. And there is no answer yet. There's absolutely no answer. So the struggle continues. It's just an ongoing thing. So there are few things we use, but other than that, there's really not much we can do except hope that our students are more honorable, than we think. So that's the best thing. So looking to the future, as our theme is for this talk. So looking to the future, there is so much more out there, and things are changing very quickly for all of us, and we have to adapt. We have to keep adapting as we're going. So one of the biggest thing, and I'm sure you are also aware of this, is artificial intelligence. ChatGPT is here. And I think it's here to stay. And I think that it's only going to cause more challenges for us. So students here are already using ChatGPT to write their papers. And the funny thing is that the professors are using ChatGPT to grade the papers. So, it's just working both ways. But you can use ChatGPT, and it's really quite fantastic. And then there's the augmented reality, which now it's getting a little bit better and better because the visuals are getting better. So in this one, in the augmented reality, you can use your phone and, you point the screen to something, and then it will give you a lot more information about what you're looking at. So this is good for certain things. And I recently saw something where, the nurses were learning about surgery and the equipment, and they were also getting tested on it. So it's not just something learning, but also assessment was going on with it. And virtual reality, okay, is another thing. So virtual reality, we may not use a whole lot in our classes right now because, of course, it's an expensive thing. Augmented is also a little bit expensive. All of these things, get a little bit pricey. So virtual reality, you have to wear a headset, and then you have a complete immersion in that. Augmented reality, you may not have it. You may have it also, depending on what you're doing. But virtual reality, you have to have the headset, and you're completely in a different environment. So these things are upcoming, and they're very useful for, like, what I was thinking about, like my labs. I cannot have online labs. While some of these things may actually be useful for me eventually. So right now I'm not there. Actually, I'm not even there with the ChatGPT yet, so I'm not on this page. I'm not there. Hopefully I will get there eventually, but this is what the future is looking at, and hopefully we will get there too. So as far as I would like to say in conclusion is, change is the only constant, okay, that we have. Every day brings in new technology. Every 2-3 years, we have something new to learn. And we are getting a little bit more mobile friendly. So we have to just, be engaged with the technology as well, and just keep looking to future. As educators, we are also learners, so we have to continue learning. So I thank you for your time and attention. I appreciate it. It's almost 12 o'clock at night here in USA, in Florida right now. So for me, it's night, but thank you very much for giving me the time. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Ruby, for inviting me.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. At the late night, you joined with us and give such a nice presentation. Very little, very short, and very, very summarized, precise, very knowledgeable. And Sapna Gupta ma'am have give very futuristic trends in education, as well as assessment and classroom teachings, and what should be and what have to be by the teachers. Sapna Gupta ma'am has explained in very well mannered, And technologically, teachers now should be very rich with AI, Chat GPT, and augment reality. And conclusion is that the challenges every time we face in future, but we have to be and we should be updated with the time, technology, and we should have great knowledge of the IT, especially in teaching learning. And there are also some drawbacks also. So teachers should be aware with the drawbacks also. So thank you so much, ma'am. Now we have the presentations. Thank you, ma'am, and Jai Hind.
Thank you. All right.
Ma'am, be with us. Be with us. Now we have the presentations, but I know there is 12 o'clock and it is a sleeping time, so you maybe leave. Yes, ma'am. So how I can say that leave? But ma'am,
I know you won't. It's okay. You don't have to,
yes,
but I'll be here
yes,
for a
yes.
bit. Okay. Thank
Exactly.
you
Yes,
so
it's a
much.
12 o'clock. Yes, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Okay, bye. Good night,
Okay.
ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay. Yes, yes, ma'am. Yes. So now we are moving to the our paper presentations, and now first presentation is from US also, and name is Miss Sadia Parvez, Senior Business Analyst, Siemens Company, Dallas, USA. Please present your slide. Sadia Parvez. Yes.
Hi everyone, whosoever is joining in today. Good morning, everyone. Would you want me to share the screen as well, or should I just go ahead and start talking?
If you want to present your screen, then you may.
Okay, all right. Just give me 1 second and I'll just.
There is an icon, presentation
Yeah.
icon.
Okay, let's see. Right. Okay. Please let me know if you're able to see my screen.
Okay. Yes. Screen. Yeah.
All right. Can you see the document?
No, no, no. Screen.
Okay, 1 second. Just a second.
Uh,
I'm just trying to figure
can
out
you
how to.
icon of the presentation on the top of the screen?
Yeah, I did that. But I think I'm facing some issue when it comes to sharing it on Chrome. So I'll just try once again. Just give me one moment.
उधर कुछ issue, technical.
Okay. Can we see it now?
Yes, yes. It's Word file.
Yes, it's a Word file. I'm just sharing it through my Gmail account. For whatever reasons, I'm not able to open the actual Word file because it's not syncing up with Chrome.
Okay.
But if it's okay, I'll just go ahead and begin with the presentation.
Yes, you can go ahead, please.
All right. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Thank you once again for joining in. I'll be presenting on research for social, emotional, and psychological well-being. So to begin with, the idea here is that in the present era, it's an era of social upheaval, emotional turmoil, and psychological imbalance. For all the three categories, different reasons can be given. For social upheaval, change in religious beliefs, social structure, scientific discoveries, etc., can be cited as some of the reasons. The emotional turmoil is a situation of extreme level of unpleasant emotions. The causes of emotional turmoil can be centered at workplace, social relations, family relations, health issues, both physical and mental. The risk factors for psychological imbalances include defective genes, unpleasant childhood experiences, substance abuse, negative approach to life, irregular and unhealthy routine, etc. As we go about the topic, and I'd be elaborating a little more on these pointers. So there was a period when life was smooth and simple as people did not have many aspirations, social relations were healthy, requirements were fulfillment of basic needs, the crime rate was low, substance abuse was minimal, clean air, water, and food did not produce any health issues. That was a time of social, emotional, and psychological well-being, and that existed not very long ago. The social well-being not only enhances the quality of an individual's life, but also serves to improve the social aspect of a nation. The social well-being results in good mental health, as a support system provided by the relatives, friends, and colleagues can dissipate the tension and anxiety produced by an unfavorable situation, both by communication and also by provided aid. The satisfaction, The satisfaction produced by the healthy social relations can multiply into a number of health benefits, such as reduced blood pressure, improved brain health, as well as comparatively better immunity. A healthy individual contributes to the betterment of the society as well as the nation. The emotional aspect of a person is also an important dimension of an individual's well-being. The emotion is a state of a person in which he is considered to be stirred up. The stirred up state can have both positive as well as negative effects. In the positive effect, a person in a state of heightened emotion can produce tremendous output. He can focus his energies as well as divert all his strengths in the direction of his desire, and this is how beneficial results can be yielded. But sometimes emotional stir can produce more than normal energy, which will be more than required for a satisfactory state of things. A right balance of emotion is very essential for desirable outcome, and this right balance of emotion is seen in an individual who depicts emotional well-being. The psychological well-being is an all-encompassing term in which various psychological aspects should be in right proportion for an individual to function normally. A person with a positive frame of mind and mental health can be considered to be psychologically fit. Such a person not only can facilitate his own success, but also that of others in his surroundings. The social, emotional, and psychological well-being of people in the field of education can prove beneficial, not only for the present generation, but also for the future generation. Our students with healthier version of all these aspects can not only attain higher academic achievement, but also have sound self-esteem and enjoy better mental health. They can have more knowledge base on which subsequently more knowledge and inventions can be built up. The teachers and educators with all the positive facets of social, emotional, and psychological well-being will have a very positive impact on their students and develop them into moral, ethical, well-balanced individuals with sound knowledge and information. Both the teachers and students can contribute to the betterment of the society and nation and ensure its development and progress. A number of researchers in the recent years support the above-mentioned facts and are stated below. From 2011 publication, they have shown that positive social and emotional skills can lead to better academic achievement, better self-esteem, and sound mental health. Well-being and academic performance were found to be positively correlated with programs supporting social and emotional maturity. Social and emotional learning programs led to the positive development of skills such as self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, relationship skills, and responsible decision-making. Social, emotional, and psychological well-being led to academic achievements, good mental health, and outcomes, as well as better employment prospects. Research carried out Kessler et al. In 2003 reflects that students facing social and emotional difficulties are more likely to experience mental health problems later in life, while Jones et al. In 2015 have found that positive social and emotional experience in schools result in sound mental health and successful careers. The social and emotional training can not only result in better adapted individuals in our society, but also make it certain that the adversities of a situation does not morally or physically break him or her. It enables them to return to normal even after a very challenging circumstance. This is more significant in the context of students who have to face a number of risks such as examination fear, academic load, adjustment issues, social pressure, parents' expectations, etc. So finally, in conclusion, the education of modern era is focusing on upgrading of social, emotional, and psychological well-being of the students. And schools are targeting to create an environment that is safe and secure for mental, emotional, psychological, social, and other similar aspects. These factors can be ascertained by creation of supportive learning environment, which facilitates implementation of programs to train in social and emotional skills, providing a climate in which students can approach the teacher and authorities when they are facing issues of emotional and psychological turmoil. The focus in the school and higher educational institutions should be promotion of physical and mental health of all the stakeholders. With the rise in the trend of nuclear family setup, increased professional competitions, fast-paced life, materialistic desires and needs, ambitions, etc., it is bound that humans are likely to become stressed and tensed with serious physical and mental repercussions. This repercussion will have a drastic impact on the quality of their life. The output both on the personal and professional front is likely to decrease. Hence, the futuristic trend is to take care of social, emotional, and psychological well-being of the general population. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for such a nice presentation, very informative and very well focused on the social, emotional, and psychological well-being. How very important to the not only for the student and the teachers, it is very important for the normal population and normal human being. Thank you so much, Sadia. Now we are moving to the next presentation, that is Dr. Professor Sapna Gupta ma'am, Dr. Professor Usha Pathak ma'am from Uttarakhand.
Audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay, thank you. Namaskar and good morning, all esteemed guests. I'm Dr. Usha Pathak, Associate Professor from DAV PG College, Dehradun, Uttarakhand. I would like to thanks to first organizing committee, Swami Vivekanand Subharti, and National President of CEAM, Dr. V.M. Shashikumar, for giving me this valuable opportunity to present my paper and views. And special thanks to Dr. Ruby to provide consistent support and services to all the participants. Kindly allow me to share my screen. Yes, it is going on. Yes. Yes, my screen is sharing.
Still not, ma'am.
Not? 1 minute, 1 minute.
Go on
Share.
the presentation icon and share your
Yes.
screen, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Now visible.
Now visible?
Yes.
The entire screen?
Yes, ma'am. Entire screen.
Okay. Yes. Is it okay? I would like to start again, okay? एक मिनट 1 minute. Present my screen. Share
Ma'am,
screen.
again your PPT is
Yes.
invisible.
Entire screen. Yes.
No, ma'am.
No? Okay. Okay. Let me start again. Now?
No, ma'am. Still not.
Sorry. And we can look at it.
Yes, Ma'am is trying.
Yes, yes. Share option is looking here. Yes. Stop sharing.
Showing, ma'am, showing.
Showing?
Ma'am, I think you share whole screen.
Yes, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, yes. Now it will be
Okay,
okay.
okay,
Ma'am. Yes.
okay. The topic is leading the charge, India's G20 presidency and sustainable development. What is G20? First of all, G20, as suggested by the name, is an intergovernmental forum comprising 19 countries and European Union. It addresses issues on international financial stability, along with climate change mitigation and sustainable development, representing around 80% of the world's GDP, 75% of global trade, and two-thirds of the world's population. Every year, a G20 summit takes place in one of the member nations, and this year it will be proudly hosted by India, making it the first ever G20 summit in our country and also in South Asia. So, why does India's presidency matter? India's presidency of the G20 comes at a time when the world is facing unprecedented challenges such as the COVID-19 pandemic and its economic fallout, climate change, and increasing geopolitical tensions. Some well-known initiatives such as Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, Makes in India, Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana, Digital India, and renewable energy are some steps that India has taken towards achieving sustainable development goals. India's G20 presidency is focused on several priorities. Firstly, there is a particular focus on climate change, including climate finance and technology, and ensuring just energy transitions for developing nations across the world. Introduced by the PM of India, Shri Narendra Modi, LIFE, L-I-F-E, that is Lifestyle for Environment, is a behavior-based movement that draws from India's rich ancient sustainable traditions to nudge consumers and markets to adopt environmentally conscious practices such as reduce, reuse, recycle, reduction in uses of fossil fuels, and increase in renewable energy. Secondly, India aims to bring structural transformations by accelerating the integration of MSMEs, Ministry of Micro, Small and Minimum Enterprises, in global trade, promoting labor rights and welfare, addressing the global skills gaps, and building inclusive agricultural value chains and food chains. Thirdly, India believes in a human-centric approach to technology and aims to facilitate greater knowledge sharing in priority areas like digital public infrastructure, financial inclusion, and tech-enabled development in sectors ranging from agriculture to education. So, what steps can India take to promote financial inclusion? To support this goal, India can invest in digital infrastructure and financial technology platforms that improve access to financial services and can also promote financial literacy programs that help people better understand and use financial services. Finally, India's G20 presidency highlights inclusion, growth, and development with women empowerment and representation at the core of its deliberations, aiming to bring women to the fore and in leading positions to boost socio-economic development and achievement of SDGs, that is, Sustainable Development Goals. Finally, India wants to focus on recommitting G20's efforts to achieving the targets laid out in 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development in the face of COVID-19's determinant impact, which changed the current decade of action into a decade of recovery. So, at the end, we all can realize that ancient Indian principles of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam provides a guiding path to the fragmented and distracted world and proves that the tussle between multilateralism and unilateralism can be solved by recognizing the importance of one earth, one world, and one family. we must realize that we are not just a developing nation, but we are sustainably developing nation. Thank you all for being such a patient audience. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for such a nice presentation. Very great and very well precise. Thank you, ma'am. Now we have next presentation, Mr. Abhay Singh Rathore, Research Scholar, Department of Physical Education, Swami Vivekanand Subharti University, Meerut, and Nitesh Kumar Sharma, Research Scholar, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar University, Agra, Uttar Pradesh, India. Please present your slide. Yes, it's working. Showing your presentation. कुछ टेक्निकल एरर आया है शायद, हाँ पीछे ब्रेक हो गई उधर से। अरे तब तो मैं I think there is a technical error, so we will touch soon with the Abhay Singh Rathore. Now we have the next presentation, Dushyant Deshwal, Research Scholar, Department of Physical Education, Aligarh Muslim University, Aligarh, India, and Dr. Lalit Talan, Physical Education Teacher, AKIC, Sarol, Aligarh, India. Please present your slide.
Hello?
Yes, it's working. Yeah, yes, your PPT showing your audio and visible both.
Good morning, all of you, everyone who are presenting. My topic is entitled as a comparative study of shoulder breadth stature index between Greco-Roman and freestyle wrestlers. Objectives of the study are: the study will assess the difference of shoulder breadth stature index of 55 kg Greco-Roman category and 57 kg freestyle racing category. The selected subjects are the top ranked wrestlers of All India University Championship. Hypothesis of the study: it was hypothesized that shoulder breadth stature index will not found significantly different between 55 kg Greco-Roman and 57 kg freestyle wrestlers. So the null hypothesis is was opted for this study. Delimitations were: the study is confined to 10 top ranked wrestlers of each 55 kg Greco-Roman and 57 kg freestyle of All India University Championship. The age of the selected subjects ranged from 24 to 28 years, and all of them were healthy and normal. The present study was further delimited to shoulder breadth stature index variable only. Significance of the study: the study will help in identifying the appropriate body proportionality of freestyle and Greco-Roman wrestlers, and it will thus help the coaches in spotting the inherent talent against these variables at the early life stage of probable high potential wrestlers. Methodology: selection of participants. For this study, the researcher has selected 10 top ranked wrestlers of each weight category, Greco-Roman 55 kg and freestyle 57 kg, respectively, from All India University Championship 2020 and 21. That competition was organized at Chaudhry Bansilal University, Bhiwani, Haryana, on dates 7th to 10th March 2022. Results and discussion. The mean comparison of shoulder breadth stature index between Greco-Roman 55 kg and freestyle 57 kg mid category wrestlers. The sample size were 10 as we earlier discussed, the top 10 wrestlers were selected for this study, and degree of freedom is 2018, and mean of 55 kg Greco-Roman were 25.6, and 57 kg wrestlers freestyle mean was 24.0, and standard deviation is respectively 1.15 and 1.15. T values. So since the calculated T test value is 3.03 is greater than calculated T test value, so the significant difference exists at 0.05 level of significance between the mean of shoulder width stature index of Greco-Roman 55 kg weight category and freestyle 57 kg weight category. So the null hypothesis is rejected as per the result of this study. Discussion. We found that the significant difference is existing in Greco-Roman and freestyle wrestlers mean shoulder breadth stature index of these categories. So we can say that the Greco-Roman style of wrestling is always oriented to the upper body dominance. That's why it is existing. The shoulder width is slightly greater than freestyle category wrestlers, while we are talking about the top 10 ranked wrestlers of quality and diversity. So the results are as shown. Top level performance demands a particular type of body size, shape, and portion. Numerous researchers had observed that high level relationship between shoulder width stature index and performance in specific tasks. Zaro 2011 stated that higher sports experience with lower endomorphy, tendencies of lower fat content, and pelvis shoulder ratio are interrelated with high competition level presented by the wrestlers. Hirata 1996 suggests that nation with people whose general physique is limited to the characteristics of champions in certain events must concentrate their sports training on those specifications. He also concluded that the Japanese with small body builds
Excuse
are
me,
best.
Dushyant Deswal. Excuse me. Actually, we have very limited time and we have a lot of presentations. So thank you so much for your nice presentation and your research. I can see that you have a lot of work in this. So thank you so much for your presentation. Now we are moving to the next presentation, that is Dr. Chandra Prabha Khandelwal, Assistant Professor Geography, Government PG College, Kotdwar, Sustainable Development. Chandra Prabha. Okay. Now we have Dr. Rupali Bahal, Assistant Professor, Department of Teacher Education, DAV PG College, Dehradun. Her topic is Green Education, a roadmap to green economy and sustainable development. Rupali ma'am, please on your camera. Can you hear me, ma'am? I think there is a technical error also, technical issue. Dr. Rupali Bahal, can you hear me, please? Okay. So, मनोज कुमार गुप्ता, शोध छात्र, शिक्षा विभाग, दीनदयाल उपाध्याय, गोरखपुर विश्वविद्यालय, गोरखपुर. इनका टॉपिक है उच्च शिक्षा में वाणिज्य विषय के शिक्षण में शिक्षण अधिगम सामग्री की प्रभावशीलता के संदर्भ में अध्ययन. His device is disconnect yet now. Okay. Next presentation is Vani Bhattacharya. Rupali Bahal. Okay, Rupali Bahal is with us.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, your voice is audible. Do you want to present your slide or verbally?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Please present कीजिए अपना slide.
You can share the tab icon on screen.
you can present verbally, ma'am. Without PPT, you can present. Please, ma'am. Go ahead.
Share, ma'am. एक minute. I'm not able to share it. एक minute.
Ma'am, it's okay if you not able to share with the PPT. आप अपना
Ma'am,
जो
I
PPT
just
है आप present कर दीजिए.
एक minute. Stop sharing.
Rupali Bahal topic is green education, a roadmap to green economy and sustainable development.
Yes, ma'am. Roadmap to green education, roadmap to green economy and sustainable development. Starting with green education, I want to clear it out. Today, there is a great conflict whether to develop the economy or whether to save the environment. Both are essential for further growth, or either we cannot choose either of them, but we have to maintain the balance between them. The green education is the only pathway to make the to create the balance between the two. In green education, we usually talk about renewable resources, waste reduction method, uh, creating ecological balances, and these issues can be sorted out through experiential learning. Experiential learning means hand-on experiences. Hand-on experiences can be if we can taught the students like community garden. We can turn them to their traditional practices which used to save the ecological balances and which used to maintain the ecological balances and reduce the energies. In the class we can also make assure them to uh, bring to present the we can create the brainstorming sessions. We can make them able to think about the other energy resources which will later on help them out to save the energy. Like such questions: how will you dispose the sharp ended blade used for shaving? How will you dispose it? What are the different methods to dispose it safely? How will you dispose the e-waste? What are the different methods to dispose of the e-waste? So these are such questions which we can present in the class, and this will provide them hand-on experiences. Other is community gardening. Community gardening means why don't we try to grow the edible things ourselves? The readiness to grow these things, whether हम उनको सिंपल प्लांट से भी स्टार्ट करवा सकते हैं कि आप मिर्ची का पौधा लगाइए, आप बैगन का पौधा लगाइए, ऐसे प्लांट्स, ऐसे एडिबल प्लांट्स जो कि जल्दी फ्रूट दें, so that they can enjoy the growth, they can learn the process of the nature. Students actually they are more digitalized, they remain in the one room, and they are tuned to the buttons of the digital environment. तो वन क्लिक में जब रिजल्ट मिल जाते हैं तो दे आर नॉट ट्यून फॉर द स्लो एंड ग्रेजुअल प्रोसेस ऑफ द इकोलॉजी. So digital education later on leads to less tolerance, while nature education develops the tolerance. The green education has to be there along with digital education. Now, the further steps for the green education can be how to reduce the energy, how to reduce the waste of energy. So, organizing green buildings, solar panels, how to arrange solar panels, how to use wind turbines. We can make, we can taught them in laboratories how to create them, how to create for the small house projects, and these can be interned, uh, become an opportunities for green collar jobs. We can turn our jobs from white collar jobs to green collar jobs. Green collar jobs which reduces waste, which reduces energy, which encourages renewable resources and saves the renewable matter for the further generation also. Green economy, this green education with green collar jobs, which ultimately lead to the sustainable practices in the life of the citizens. And when these citizens carry on with these sustainable practices, they will enjoy the green society. When everyone is aware of their actions for making less waste, disposing all the waste in an organic manner, and utilizing eco-friendly substances, like instead of polythene we can use the handmade bags. This will utilize the old clothes in the house. Instead of buying and wasting the things, we can recycle and reduce. This will ultimately lead to the development of new things also, innovative things also. It will save the energy also. It will divert the energy in a right manner also. And ultimately, this society will turn into green economy, which is the latest goal for our sustenance. So I can say, the if we want to make the things aware and active at the global level, we have to start it at the local level. So act locally and think globally.
ओके, रूपाली मैम, आपका हो गया प्रेजेंटेशन कंप्लीट?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, okay, thank you. Very nice presentation on the green education, green society, and sustainable development. Now we have the next presentation. Vani Bhattacharya. Vani Bhattacharya, please present your slide. शोध छात्रा, तीर्थंकर महावीर विश्वविद्यालय. Okay. Dr. Preeti. Dr. Preeti. Okay, again, we are with the touch Abhay Singh Rathore. Okay,
Ma'am,
Preeti.
Preeti.
Okay, okay.
Ma'am,
Yes,
am I
Preeti.
audible?
Yes, you are audible. Preeti, रिसर्च
जी
स्कॉलर, समाजशास्त्र एवं राजनीति विज्ञान, समाज विज्ञान संकाय, दयालबाग एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट, डीम्ड यूनिवर्सिटी दयालबाग, आगरा. आपका टॉपिक है उच्च शिक्षा में पाठ्यक्रम विकास तथा कार्यक्रम.
जी मैम.
प्लीज प्रेजेंट योर
मैम,
पेपर.
माय नेम इज प्रीति और मेरा टॉपिक है उच्च शिक्षा में पाठ्यक्रम विकास तथा कार्यान्वयन. मैम, सबसे पहले मैं थोड़ा एब्स्ट्रैक्ट बनाना चाहूंगी अपने टॉपिक से रिलेटेड. भारत जो है मैम, पहले जो मेरी फर्स्ट लाइन है एब्स्ट्रैक्ट की, एक्चुअली वो गलत हो गई है, क्योंकि अभी जो है भारत सबसे ज्यादा आबादी वाला देश हो चुका है, और जब मैंने एब्स्ट्रैक्ट लिखा था उस टाइम पर मैम ये सेकंड नंबर पर था. तो प्लीज ये फर्स्ट लाइन थोड़ा सा मैं आगे कंटिन्यू करती हूँ. यहाँ छात्रों को, भारत में छात्रों को राष्ट्र का भविष्य निर्माता माना जाता है, लेकिन बेरोजगारी जैसा अभिशाप अभिनव भारत के निर्माण में अत्यंत ध्रुव बाधा है. इसीलिए शिक्षा प्रणाली में, विशेष रूप से उच्च शिक्षा में पाठ्यक्रम संशोधन स्वरूप संबंधी विकसित प्रणाली को अपनाकर क्रांति स्वरूप लागू करने की आवश्यकता है. मतलब जो हमारे डिग्री कॉलेजेस हैं या इंटर कॉलेजेस हैं, उनमें जो पाठ्यक्रम है मैम, उसको थोड़ा लिबरल बनाने की जरूरत है और व्यवहारिक बनाने की जरूरत है. और डॉक्टर आर के सिंह ने उच्च शिक्षा के महत्व पर प्रकाश डालते हुए कहा है कि देश का वैभव विश्वविद्यालय से संबद्ध होता है. दूषित विश्वविद्यालय संपूर्ण राष्ट्र को दूषित कर देता है. अगर इनकी इस परिभाषा को देखें तो विश्वविद्यालयों में जो पाठ्यक्रम है उसमें बहुत सारी समस्याएं हैं, जैसे कि उद्देश्य विहीन शिक्षा का होना, दोषपूर्ण पाठ्यक्रम होना, शिक्षा का माध्यम निश्चित ना होना, यानी कि स्पष्ट ना होना, हिंदी माध्यम होना चाहिए या इंग्लिश माध्यम होना चाहिए. और चौथा है मैम शिक्षा में विशिष्टीकरण, जिसमें कि मैम अभी तक ये कंफर्म नहीं है बहुत सारे कॉलेजेस में कि शिक्षा जो है वो समन्वित शिक्षा होनी चाहिए या सामान्य शिक्षा होनी चाहिए या फिर विशिष्ट शिक्षा. जबकि हमें आज इस चीज पर जोर देना है कि जो हमारी शिक्षा है वो सामान्य और विशिष्ट दोनों को मिलाकर समन्वित शिक्षा होनी चाहिए. और जो मैम हमारा मेन टॉपिक है वो है दोषपूर्ण पाठ्यक्रम, जिसमें कि मैम मैं एक सोल्यूशन बताना चाहूंगी कि जो पाठ्यक्रम है वो संतुलित पाठ्यक्रम होना चाहिए. राष्ट्रीय लक्ष्य जो है हमारे, उनको ध्यान में रखकर पाठ्यक्रम को पुनर्गठित किया जाना चाहिए. और इसके साथ मैम मैं कुछ फाइंडिंग्स बताना चाहूंगी अपने टॉपिक से रिलेटेड. शिक्षा के माध्यम से व्यवहार और मूल्यों के विकास के महत्व पर अंतर्राष्ट्रीय मंचों पर तेजी से चर्चा हो रही है. आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस के उपयोग ने नैतिकता को शिक्षा के एजेंडे में सबसे ऊपर रखा है, अर्थात ज्ञान, कौशल, दृष्टिकोण और मूल्यों की अंतर संबंधिता पर जोर कहीं अधिक महत्वपूर्ण हो गया है. मानव गरिमा, सम्मान, समानता, न्याय, जिम्मेदारी, वैश्विक मानसिकता, सांस्कृतिक विविधता, स्वतंत्रता, सहिष्णुता और लोकतंत्र जैसे कुछ मूल्यों को दिए गए महत्व पर एक सामान्य धागा उभरा है। ये मूल्य व्यक्तियों, समुदायों और संसार की भलाई पर निर्मित एक साझा भविष्य को आकार देने में मदद करेंगे। जैसे कि हम एग्जाम्पल ले सकते हैं, उदाहरण जैसे कि सिंगापुर का पाठ्यक्रम इस बात पर जोर देता है कि भिन्न भिन्न प्रकार के कौशलों को सीखने के साथ मूल्य जैसे अखंडता, देखभाल, उदारता, जिम्मेदारी और सद्भाव इत्यादि को भी सीखा जा सकता है। यहाँ का जो पाठ्यक्रम है, सिंगापुर का जो पाठ्यक्रम है, इसमें एक विशेष विषय रखा गया है, चरित्र और नागरिकता शिक्षा शामिल। मतलब यहाँ पर जो सिंगापुर का पाठ्यक्रम है, इसको हमें अपनाना चाहिए। और इसके अलावा भी कुछ ऐसे देश हैं जैसे कि इस प्रकार इस अध्ययन का उद्देश्य बताते हैं, एक आत्मविश्वासी व्यक्ति, एक स्वनिर्देशित शिक्षार्थी, एक सम्मानित नागरिक और एक सक्रिय योगदानकर्ता का किया जा सकता है। भारत देश के उत्तराखंड राज्य के
प्रीति, excuse me.
शिक्षा व्यवस्था में, जी मैम।
Preeti, we have very limited time, so
Yes, ma'am, I know very well.
yes, it's
Okay,
a
ma'am,
prescribed already in schedule. You can see.
जी मैम, मेरा almost complete हो चुका है।
Yes, yes. Okay, Preeti. Very nice presentation.
Nice,
Very
ma'am.
good. Yes. Now we have the next presentation. Manoj Kumar Gupta. We are again with Touch Abhay Singh Rathore, Research Scholar, Department of Physical Education, SVSU Meerut, a comparative study of comprehensive anxiety between school-going basketball players and common students. Please explain your presentation within 2 minutes only, please. Do you want to present your slide?
जी मैम। मैम मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
Yes.
हाँ, सबको मेरा गुड मॉर्निंग। और मैम जो मेरी टॉपिक है, कंपैरेटिव स्टडी ऑफ कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव एंजाइटी बिटवीन स्कूल गोइंग बास्केटबॉल प्लेयर एंड कॉमन स्टूडेंट। तो इसके पे मैम मैं थोड़ा प्रकाश डालते हुए ये बताना चाहूंगा।
अभय एक मिनट, आपका सबसे लास्ट, अभय एक मिनट, आपका सबसे लास्ट का जो स्लाइड है रेफरेंस, दैट इज शोइंग, प्लीज शो योर फर्स्ट स्लाइड, स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम योर फर्स्ट स्लाइड, इट्स योर लास्ट स्लाइड।
सही है मैम?
नो,
ओके ओके, एक मिनट।
वी आर वाचिंग योर लास्ट स्लाइड, दैट इज रेफरेंस ओनली। यस, नाउ दिस इज द फर्स्ट स्लाइड।
ओके, क्लियर मैम?
यस, मूविंग टू द नेक्स्ट।
हाँ, इंट्रोडक्शन में मैम मैं ये बताना चाहूँगा कि ये कंपैरेटिव स्टडी, बेसिकली मैं बास्केटबॉल का प्लेयर होने के नाते मैं छोटे बच्चों पे काम करता हूँ। इसके लिए मैंने सोचा कि बच्चों के एंजाइटी लेवल को जाना जाए। इसके लिए मैंने कॉमन जो स्कूल गोइंग बास्केटबॉल प्लेयर हैं और जो कॉमन स्टूडेंट हैं जो अदर छोटे मोटे विद्यालय लेवल पे जो एक्टिविटीज होती हैं उसमें पार्टिसिपेट करते हैं, तो मैं उनके एंजाइटी लेवल पे कंपैरिजन करना चाहता था और जानना चाहता था कि दोनों के बीच में क्या डिफरेंसेस है। तो उसके लिए मैंने सिन्हा सर का कंपैरिजन लिया, मैंने टॉपिक लिया उनका, जिसपे मैंने SCAT 1971 सिन्हास टेस्ट है, जिसमें मैंने टेस्ट को इंक्लूड किया इसमें, और मैं अध्ययन करना चालू किया। जब इस पे तो मैंने देखा कि बच्चे के अंदर कई तरह की प्रॉब्लम्स आती हैं। कंपटीशन का फेयर होता है, टूर्नामेंट की चिंता होती है, पढ़ाई का टेंशन होता है, होमवर्क का टेंशन होता है, और साथ ही साथ जो बच्चे गेम में जुड़े हुए हैं उनको मुझे ऐसा लगा कि वो गेम से जुड़े हुए बच्चों को इस तरह की टेंशन्स भी विशेषकर ज़्यादा होती है। तो इससे संबंधित मेरी स्टडी थी। ये मेरा थोड़ा इंट्रोडक्शन था, और मेरी जो ऑब्जेक्टिव है वो सेम एज मेरी टॉपिक के द ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ द स्टडी वाज evaluate the comparison the level of comprehensive anxiety to between group social school going basketball player and common student। जो मेथोडोलॉजी मैंने यूज की इसके अंदर, मैंने मेथोडोलॉजी में जो है करीब 214 बच्चों को पार्टिसिपेंट बनाया, और जिसमें एक 107 स्टूडेंट को मैंने लिया जो कि स्कूल गोइंग बास्केटबॉल प्लेयर थे, और जो कि 107 बच्चे वो बच्चे थे जो भी सेम स्कूल के जो कि अदर देन एक्टिविटीज में थे, ना कि बास्केटबॉल से संबंधित थे। और ये बच्चे केंद्रीय विद्यालय ट्रिपल आईटी प्रयागराज से संबंधित हैं, और ये इनकी एज कैटेगरी 14 टू 17 ईयर थी। जो SCAT सिन्हास 1971 का टेस्ट है, उसमें 90 क्वेश्चंस दिए गए हैं, और उस क्वेश्चन के ऊपर मैंने इस टेस्ट को कंडक्ट किया, जिसमें 2 ऑप्शन थे। बच्चों को मैंने क्वेश्चन आंसर दिए, उस क्वेश्चन आंसर को भराया, तो उसमें 2 ऑप्शन दिए गए थे, यस और नो। यस के लिए उन्हें 1 पॉइंट मिलने थे, और नो के लिए उन्हें 0 पॉइंट अलॉटेड होने थे। जो मेरा इस दौरान सिग्निफिकेंट आया वो 0.05 आया।
ओके, दुष्यंत आप अभय आप अपना जो रिजल्ट है वो प्लीज बता दीजिए एक लाइन में, है ना, क्या रिजल्ट क्या रहा?
मैम, मेरा जो रिजल्ट आया वो जो डिफरेंसेस आए मेरे, वो बहुत ही नॉमिनल देखने को मिले मुझे, जिसमें कि मैंने जब मीन उनका निकाला तो 22.79 आया।
अब ये बताइए कि जो ये आया है, इस तरह का रिजल्ट जो आया है, इसका फ्यूचर में क्या इम्प्लीकेशन है, या कोई चैलेंजेस जो आप इसका सोल्यूशन क्या देना चाहते हैं? कोई सोल्यूशन आप देना चाहते हैं इसके लिए?
सोल्यूशन मैडम, मेरा कंक्लूजन ये निकला है कि बेसिकली बच्चों के अंदर बहुत ज्यादा डिफरेंसेस नहीं पाए गए अब के, क्योंकि जो ये स्कूल गोइंग स्टूडेंट्स हैं और जो नॉन स्कूल गोइंग स्टूडेंट हैं, इन दोनों की एक्टिविटी स्पेसिफिक हो गई है बास्केटबॉल के अंदर। तो उनके लिए दूसरे तरह के चीजें थी जिसमें बहुत डिफरेंस नहीं मिला, क्योंकि बच्चे स्कूल में आज पे खेलो इंडिया, स्वस्थ बच्चे स्वस्थ भारत और फिट इंडिया मूवमेंट के तहत डिफरेंट एक्टिविटीज में इन्वॉल्व हैं। इसके कारण उनका साइकोलॉजिकल लेवल और एंजाइटी लेवल जो है लगभग मुझे बराबर मिला। इसलिए जो मेरी ये स्टडी थी इसमें बहुत ज्यादा मैम डिफरेंस नहीं मिला है।
ओके,
और ये कुछ डिफरेंसेस थे मैडम जो जहां से मैंने ये स्टडी पे कंपेयर किया था।
हाँ, ओके,
ठीक है, थैंक यू मैडम।
ठीक है, ओके, थैंक यू सो मच। नाउ वी आर मूविंग टू द शैलजा डी।
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Voice is audible. Please open your camera and present your paper.
Good morning, ma'am. First of all, I would like to convey my sincere thanks to Subhadhi University, especially Dr. Ruby ma'am and Dr. Usha Padak ma'am and all the CEAM faculty members. So here I'm going to present the topic is on analysis and interpretations of higher education curriculum, major recommendations. The future trends in education give a prime importance to the holistic development of the students based on performance. It also focuses on the innovations and new startups, entrepreneurial skills, research and development to compete with the global scenario. In order to develop a sustainable future and a sustainable quality of living, we have to provide good and valuable education to our students. Therefore, the revision and restructuring of curriculum in higher education is the need of the hour. We are moving along with the technology by minimizing the interaction in person and maximizing the involvement of technology in every walks of our life. This is undoubtedly a fact. In the present scenario, people cannot lead a life without technology. Recently, there was a decision taken by the state government that engineers should be trained to use modern strategies to implement in their professional field to create their work as fast as they can. The need and significance of the study, as we are moving with the artificial intelligence world, in order to adjust with the global scenario, the teaching fraternities have to be well equipped to handle our students from elementary level to higher education level. This is a fact. Therefore, the Kerala State Higher Education Department has started higher secondary school teachers transformation program along with the higher education department. It was an appreciated task from the HSC department. Next, an analysis on higher education curriculum. The Kerala State Government Higher Education Department kick-started the process of comprehensive revision of curriculum education experts, academicians, national and international repute, along with the researchers and young faculty members to contribute to their exposure in curriculum framework. Then, a major recommendation I would like to, due to time constraint, I would like to highlight my few recommendations.
Have you completed your presentation?
No, ma'am, some delay.
Yes, yes. What is the
Kindly.
recommendation?
Major. His camera is.
You are visible. No worry.
Am I visible, ma'am?
Yes, you are visible. Please tell me something about your
Then I will.
recommendations.
So,
Yes.
there must be provision to enhancement of quality through student self-learning. If we ensure job opportunities for the youngsters, we can prevent migration from our universities, because number of students from Kerala opting for higher education has doubled. In Kerala, teaching precedence over learning. If we hadn't changed this education system for the future perspectives of the students, they will remain unemployment graduates. If we facilitate quality self-learning, we can curtail the migration to higher studies to a great extent. Then, to conclude my presentation, let me conclude my presentation. The present thematical study tries to analyze and interpret the higher education curriculum based on different perspectives. This outlook will surely enhance to bring out the certain changes in the mindset of the students in a higher education level, because we are interacting in between the age group of 16 to 22. The studies tries to highlight the special fund allocation in the union budget has its own importance. Also, the need to consider each human being as a real human being in the humanitarian perspectives is a valuable moral values we are voluntarily inculcating among our adolescent children is really an advantageous in the developing in their good character. In addition to this, self-learning, developing creativity, oriented research, and innovative skill implementation in the higher education curriculum will be an asset to our students, and we can reap their marvelous reflections on coming days. Thank you. Thanking, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Shailaja D, for a nice
Thank you so
presentation.
much. Okay,
Okay,
thank
thank
you
you.
so much.
Yes, yes. Now we are moving to the Preeti. It's Preeti or Dr. Preeti? Your name is showing only Preeti. Preeti, please join. Vani Bhattacharya. We are moving to the next. Vani Bhattacharya, research scholar, Tirthankar Mahavir Vishwavidyalaya, and Dr. Jyoti Puri. Please join. Vani Bhattacharya, can you hear me? Manoj Kumar Gupta, your device is still not connected. Sanyogita, I can see you here from here, but your device is not connected. Please disconnect and again connected it. So now we are about to reach the closing of the session, because maximum participant facing technical issue. Preeti, Vani Bhattacharya, Sanyogita, Manoj Kumar Gupta, Varsha Pant, research scholar. We have some research papers. Those scholars cannot join us due to some technical error, but I'm announcing their name. Dr. Chandra Prabha Khandelwal, Assistant Professor Geography, Government PG College, Kotdwar. Her topic is Sustainable Development. नेक्स्ट इज मनोज कुमार गुप्ता, शोध छात्र, शिक्षा विभाग, दीनदयाल उपाध्याय गोरखपुर विश्वविद्यालय. इनका रिसर्च पेपर है उच्च शिक्षा में वाणिज्य विषय के शिक्षण में शिक्षण अधिगम सामग्री की प्रभावशीलता के संबंध में अध्ययन. इनका भी कोई टेक्निकल एरर है, डिवाइस नॉट कनेक्टेड स्टिल. वानी भट्टाचार्य का पेपर है समन्वित बीएड शिक्षक शिक्षा कार्यक्रम का भविष्य. वानी भट्टाचार्य ऑल्सो आई थिंक फेसिंग सम टेक्निकल एरर. मनोज कुमार यादव, शोधार्थी, महात्मा गांधी काशी विद्यापीठ. इनका पेपर है उच्च शिक्षा पाठ्यक्रम के विशेष संदर्भ में. फिर है वर्षा पंत, रिसर्च स्कॉलर एजुकेशन, एमबी गवर्नमेंट पीजी कॉलेज हल्द्वानी, कुमाऊं यूनिवर्सिटी नैनीताल उत्तराखंड. हर रिसर्च पेपर इज ऑन रिसर्च एजुकेशन एंड प्रोफेशनल डेवलपमेंट. शी इज ऑल्सो फेसिंग सम आई थिंक टेक्निकल एरर. समरजिया, शोधार्थी, शिक्षा विभाग, स्वामी विवेकानंद सुभारती विश्वविद्यालय. इनका पेपर है शिक्षा विभाग की परियोजना का भविष्य. शिक्षक शिक्षा के संबंध में। नेक्स्ट टॉपिक है भारत में तकनीकी प्रशिक्षण एवं व्यावसायिक शिक्षा का विकास। इस टॉपिक पर लिखा है संयोगिता, पीएचडी शोधार्थी, स्वामी विवेकानंद सुभारती विश्वविद्यालय मेरठ। हमारी नेक्स्ट प्रेजेंटेटर हैं वंदना सिंह, शोधार्थी, शिक्षक शिक्षा विभाग, जननायक चंद्रशेखर विश्वविद्यालय बलिया, उत्तर प्रदेश। इनका टॉपिक है शिक्षक प्रशिक्षण कार्यक्रमों में जस्टिस वर्मा समिति के प्रावधानों के परिणाम स्वरूप संचालित पाठ्यक्रम बीएड की प्रभावशीलता का समालोचनात्मक अध्ययन। एंड our last paper is Kalpana Gupta. Last presenter is Kalpana Gupta. Sanyogita, again join us. Do you want to present your paper, Sanyogita? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Please present, please. Only 2 minutes. Yes.
Okay, ma'am. Yes. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Ma'am, my topic is भारत में तकनीकी प्रशिक्षण एवं व्यावसायिक शिक्षा का विकास। यस मैम। जी मैम, शिक्षा वह प्रक्रिया है जिसके द्वारा युवाओं के ज्ञान, चरित्र और व्यवहार को आकार और उसके संपूर्ण व्यक्तित्व का विकास किया जाता है। शिक्षा एकमात्र हथियार है जो मनुष्य को राष्ट्र के विकास के लिए संसाधन बनाता है। मानव निर्माण और चरित्र निर्माण शिक्षा हमारे बच्चों में वैज्ञानिक दृष्टिकोण, प्रयोगात्मक दृष्टिकोण और नैतिक भावना के साथ साथ सामाजिक, आर्थिक, राजनीतिक समझ विकसित करती है जो उन्हें आदर्श राष्ट्र के निर्माण में जिम्मेदारी पूरी करने के योग्य बनाती है। परंतु दुर्भाग्य की बात यह है कि पारंपरिक शिक्षा प्रणाली उन उद्देश्यों की पूर्ति नहीं कर सकती। इसलिए शिक्षा को व्यावसायिक बनाना आवश्यक हो गया है। व्यावसायिक शिक्षा क्या है? व्यावसायिक शिक्षा वह है जो विद्यार्थियों को जीवन के लिए तैयार करती है। वह शिक्षा जो नौकरी या काम की रेखा पर आधारित होती है व्यावसायिक शिक्षा के रूप में जानी जाती है। प्रक्रियाओं के एक विशिष्ट सेट में कौशल के प्रत्यक्ष विकास के कारण समाज द्वारा इसे कभी कभी तकनीकी शिक्षा के रूप में परिभाषित किया जाता है। व्यावसायिक शिक्षा विद्यार्थियों को कई क्षेत्रों में विभिन्न स्तरों पर कुछ व्यवसायों और शिल्पों के लिए, जिसमें विभिन्न व्यावहारिक कार्य शामिल होते हैं, के लिए तैयार करती है। दूसरे शब्दों में शिक्षण का प्रक्रियात्मक ज्ञान व्यावसायिक शिक्षा के लिए संभावित वर्गीकरण है। यूनेस्को ने अपनी सिफारिश में व्यावसायिक शिक्षा को एक व्यापक शब्द के रूप में परिभाषित किया है, जिसमें सामान्य शिक्षा के अलावा प्रौद्योगिकियों और संबंधित विज्ञानों का अध्ययन और व्यवहारिक कौशल, दृष्टिकोण, उपकरण और व्यवसाय से संबंधित ज्ञान का अधिग्रहण शामिल है। व्यावसायिक शिक्षा की आवश्यकता क्यों है? आजादी से पहले देश में व्यावसायिक शिक्षा पर जोर नहीं दिया जाता था, न ही विद्यार्थियों को कोई रोजगारपरक प्रशिक्षण प्रदान किया जाता था। देश में व्यावसायिक शिक्षा की शुरुआत गांधी जी की बुनियादी शिक्षा के साथ हुई। आज जब कौशल और व्यावसायिक प्रशिक्षण को पाठ्यक्रम में लागू करने और उद्योग प्रासंगिक करने की बात आती है तो गांधी जी की तकनीकी शिक्षा और उत्पादकता पर आधारित हर शिल्प आधारित शिक्षा प्रदान करने के लिए सबसे पहले समर्थक थे। भारतीय शिक्षा प्रणाली की उत्पत्ति लॉर्ड मैकाले से हुई, जो ब्रिटिश शासकों के लिए दैनिक प्रशासनिक कार्य करने के लिए केवल एक सेना तैयार करना चाहते थे। किंतु यह सिंगल ट्रैक शिक्षा आने वाली पीढ़ियों के लिए पर्याप्त नहीं थी। वर्तमान समाज की आवश्यकता को पूरा करने के लिए बहुआयामी शिक्षा की आवश्यकता थी। महात्मा गांधी जी की बुनियादी शिक्षा जीवन के सामंजस्यपूर्ण विकास का नेतृत्व करती है। गांधी जी के अनुसार हर स्किल शिल्प को न केवल उत्पादन कार्य के लिए बढ़ती, बल्कि विद्यार्थियों की बुद्धि विकसित करने के लिए सिखाया जाना चाहिए, क्योंकि इसमें शिक्षा को समावेशी बनाने के लिए शारीरिक श्रम पर भी जोर दिया जाता था। पीड रेकर के अनुसार मनुष्य तभी संसाधन बनता है जब उसे प्रशिक्षित, विकसित और उत्पादक कार्य के प्रति आकर्षित किया जाता है। उत्पादक कार्य और व्यवसाय उन्मुख शिक्षा के माध्यम से व्यक्तिगत विकास अनंत है, सामाजिक कल्याण और राष्ट्रीय विकास का कारण है। महात्मा गांधी जी की बुनियादी शिक्षा के अभिन्न अंग के रूप में शारीरिक उत्पादक कार्य पर जोर देते थे। गांधी जी के विचारों को ध्यान में रखते हुए छात्र के सर्वांगीण विकास के लिए हमारे देश की शिक्षा को अधिक प्रभावी बनाने के लिए व्यावसायिक पर महात्मा गांधी के विचारों को शामिल किया जाता है। व्यावसायिक शिक्षा और प्रशिक्षण। शिक्षा के प्रारंभिक रूप से शिक्षा की मैम आई एम ऑडिबल? हेलो मैम।
Yes, you are audible, but I think there is a little bit electrical wire something, कुछ ऐसी आवाज आ रही है आपकी आवाज के साथ साथ में, but ठीक है, आपका पेपर प्रेजेंट हो गया है and now we are moving ahead and now it's time to compile all the papers. Thank you so much, Sanyogita, for nice presentation. Yes. Now it's time to compilation of our third technical session that was online, that is online. And we have total 9 paper presentators. जिन्होंने पेपर प्रेजेंट किया है वो 9 है, बट बहुत सारे हैं जिनको मैं देख पा रही हूँ, बट आई डोंट थिंक कि मुझे नहीं पता वो किस कारण से नहीं जुड़ पा रहे हैं, कुछ टेक्निकल एरर है सभी लोगों का. But we have a very limited time and we have next session, fourth technical session, that will be offline, and after that we will go for the valedictory session for the same. And now I am concluding this session. So today our speaker was respected Professor Dr. Sapna Gupta ma'am from Palm Beach State College. She spoken on the third area in research and innovation. She focused on the G20 priorities and presented their paper and all the presentation for the future perspective. IT related to the IT things, use ICT in the classroom teaching and the evaluation, assessment. And she focused on that the teacher must be, and teacher have to be know about all the ICT tools for the teaching, for the assessment, for the paper writing, like chat GPT, like artificial intelligence, augmented reality. So she was presentation was really very effective. After that we have Sadia from USA. Sadia presented their paper on the psychological well-being for the teachers, normal human being, normal population, and the students. And give the positive impact on the teaching, learning, and the outcomes of the learning. Next, we have Dr. Usha Pathak ma'am. Usha Pathak ma'am also give on the presentation India G20 priorities. What are the challenges and the resolutions? She gives very impressive presentation and the resolutions about the G20 priorities. After that, Dushyant Singh present their paper on the topic a comparative study of shoulder breadth structure. So ये उनका रिसर्च पेपर था, उनकी रिसर्च है ये, जिस पर उन्होंने काफी अच्छा प्रेजेंटेशन दिया है. देन रूपाली बहल का जो पेपर है, रूपाली बहल का पेपर ग्रीन एजुकेशन, अ रोड मैप टू ग्रीन इकोनॉमी एंड सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट. She emphasized on green collar jobs, renewable green society. Everyone should be aware about the recycling and disposal, save energy, green economy, and latest goal for the environmental sustainable development. Next, Vani Bhattacharya presented their paper and give the great emphasis on the करिकुलम डेवलपमेंट इन हायर एजुकेशन. उच्च शिक्षा में पाठ्यक्रम विकास तथा कार्यक्रम में किस तरीके से हम उस चीज को और बढ़ाकर चीजों में व्यवहारिकता ला सकते हैं, ये उन्होंने बताया कि पाठ्यक्रम में हमें किस तरह के रेजोल्यूशंस को ऐड कर देना चाहिए. शिक्षा में विशिष्टीकरण हो जाना चाहिए पाठ्यक्रम का. उन्होंने कंपैरिजन करके बताया डिफरेंट कंट्रीज का, और उन्होंने ये भी कहा कि जो अलग कंट्रीज हैं उनकी जो अच्छी चीजें हैं पाठ्यक्रम की, उन्हें हमें अडॉप्ट कर लेना चाहिए, और हमें अपने पाठ्यक्रम को वर्तमान समाज की जो आवश्यकताएं हैं, जो व्यवहारिकताएं हैं, उनको ध्यान में रखते हुए उसको हमें अपडेट कर लेना चाहिए, क्योंकि पाठ्यक्रम में व्यवहारिकता का होना बहुत ही आवश्यक है. नेक्स्ट, अभय सिंह राठौर ने अपना रिसर्च पेपर प्रेजेंट किया है. उनका जो रिसर्च है, उनके रिसर्च का जो कंक्लूजन था, वो कंक्लूजन में उन्होंने अपने कुछ वेरिएबल्स जो उन्होंने देखे थे उसमें उन्हें कोई डिफरेंस नहीं मिला. उसके रीजन उन्होंने बताए कि हर बच्चा हर एक गेम में इन्वॉल्व रहता है, जिसकी वजह से उसका जो ओवरऑल डेवलपमेंट है वो प्रॉपर हो पा रहा है, जिसके कारण उन्हें मतलब एक ये पॉजिटिव रिजल्ट था उनका, और उसकी उन्होंने रिकमेंडेशंस भी काफी अच्छी दी हैं. Next, Shailaja D explain the future trends in education give prime importance to the holistic development for the students. And her recommendations are self-learning, migration of students between the universities, curriculum should be different aspect based. मीन्स करिकुलम जितना हमारा इंक्लूसिव होगा, जितनी ज़्यादा चीज़ें उसमें इंक्लूजन रहेंगी, उतनी ही स्टूडेंट्स के लिए बेस्ट आउटकम रहेगा. डिफरेंट डिफरेंट एक्सपीरियंस रहेंगे, लाइव एक्सपीरियंस रहेंगे, तो बच्चे सेल्फ लर्निंग कर पाएंगे, लाइक कंस्ट्रक्टिव लर्निंग. शी फोकस्ड ऑन द कंस्ट्रक्टिव एंड सेल्फ लर्निंग. नेक्स्ट पेपर प्रेजेंटेटर वाज संयोगिता. संयोगिता का पेपर प्रेजेंटेशन है भारत में तकनीकी प्रशिक्षण एवं व्यावसायिक शिक्षा. संयोगिता ने हमें बताया कि व्यावसायिक शिक्षा व्यवहारिक कार्यों के लिए प्रशिक्षित करती है. उन्होंने ये भी डिस्कस किया कि वर्तमान समाज की आवश्यकताओं को पूरा करने के लिए व्यवहारिक शिक्षा की बहुत बहुत आवश्यकता है, कि हम थ्योरी से बाहर निकलें और प्रैक्टिकल चीज़ों पर बात करें, बच्चों को प्रैक्टिकल एक्सपीरियंस हम उनको दें, जितने हो लाइव एक्सपीरियंस हो, करिकुलम हमारा अच्छे से डेवलप हो. बहुत सारे रेजोल्यूशंस हमारे इस सेशन में आए हैं, जो कि मैं अभी शायद पढ़ भी नहीं पाऊंगी. और बहुत अच्छी ऑडियंस के साथ, बहुत ही अच्छे प्रेजेंटेटर्स के साथ ये सेशन हमारा बहुत अच्छा रहा. और सभी को धन्यवाद पेपर प्रेजेंटेटर्स के लिए भी. और जिनका पेपर प्रेजेंटेशन नहीं हो पाया है, कोई टेक्निकल एरर है आई थिंक उनकी तरफ से ही. कई सारे लोग अभी भी ट्राई कर रहे हैं, बट आई थिंक वो कुछ अभी भी स्टिल टेक्निकल एरर कुछ है. इट्स ओके. नाउ वी आर, this is the time to vote of thanks. I am thank you to everyone, all the presentators, all the speakers, my IT team, participants, viewers. Thank you so much, and Jai Hind to all.